Check this out.
We have a very, very special guest with us who's come a long way to see us. But Will Happer is also in town to take part in a symposium over at UNC Chapel Hill. And as Will warned me when we were talking about this that he might be disinvited before he got here, but that's not the case. So he will be over at UNC today. But Dr. Happer is an exceptional scholar. He's professor in the Department of Physics at Princeton University and is a specialist in modern optics, optical and radio frequency spectroscopy of atoms and molecules, radiation propagation of the atmosphere, and spin polarized atoms and nuclei. And by the way, he graduated from the UNC, he has his PhD from UNC as well. So Dr. Happer, well, go into this, received his BS degree in physics from the University of North Carolina, and has his PhD degree from Princeton. I should have known better. He began his academic career in 1964 at Columbia University as a member of the research and teaching staff at the physics department, and while serving as a professor of physics, he also served as co-director of the Columbia Radiation Laboratory from 1971 through 1976, and director from 76 to 79. In 1980, he joined the faculty at Princeton University, and in August 1991, he was appointed Director of Energy Research in the Department of Energy by President George Bush. While serving in that capacity under Secretary of Energy James Watkins, he oversaw a basic research budget of some $3 billion, which included much of the federal funding for high energy and nuclear physics, materials science, magnetic confinement fusion, environmental science, the Human Genome Project, and other areas. And he remained at the department until 1993 to help the Clinton administration during the transition period. He was reappointed professor of physics at Princeton University in June of '93 and named the Eugene Higgins Professor of Physics and chair of the University Research Board from 1995 to 2005. And in 2003, he was named to the Cyrus Fogg Brackett Chair of Physics. So you can see our guest is extremely distinguished scholar. Now, Dr. Happer's also...
Now, he's not an ex-comedian. He doesn't have an honorary master's degree. He's not an actor on TV or on some fucking cartoon acting like a squirrel, that or whatever the hell he was. Neil deGrasse Tyson was. Okay, he's not a YouTube chump that runs around, putting up YouTube cartoons. This is the real deal. Okay, he's not Neil deGrasse. He's not Bill Nye. Clearly, he has way more than they do in regard, qualifications than these TV idiots, mainstream media idiots. So let's listen to what he has to say.
Also done a bit of research on global warming, among other things, and today he's here to talk with us about the myth of carbon pollution. Dr. Happer.
Well, thanks very much, Corey, and my brother Ian and my wife Barbara are here with me today. They, I think, got a free meal out of this, I hope. And I have to say that, the location is of special meaning to me and my brother because Ian's middle name is Morgan, so we're on Morgan Street. And because our mother's family, Morgan family, has been in North Carolina since before the Revolution, and we're very proud of that. So I'm going to talk to you today about the myth of carbon pollution. I keep hearing people, even President Obama, and talking about carbon pollution. Let me just say right out that they don't know what they're talking about. It's not pollution at all. And so anyway, carbon dioxide, that's what we're talking about normally, has been demonized because it supposedly causes catastrophic global warming. But I'll show you in a minute that the observations show that all the computer models that had predicted huge warming from CO2 they could hardly be more wrong. It's just unbelievable how wrong they are. And it's also pretty clear that what little warming there will be beneficial. And more importantly, there'll be huge increases in agricultural productivity. Things are going to grow better. They'll need less water. And so why you should call something that does this a pollutant just beats me. It's not a pollutant. Well, okay, I'm only a physicist, but Al Gore actually is a Nobel Prize winner for his time in science, and this is the cover of his most recent book, Our Choice to Save the Planet. You know, the current climate crisis, nobody can figure out what the crisis is, but he seems to think there is one. And this is a picture that Al says comes from a NASA photo. Well, I actually, some of the NASA astronauts are my personal friends, and so they helped me to find the original, and here's the original. This is a NASA photo.
Wait. So the vice president lied to everyone and tried to trick everyone with a fake globe?
And you can tell it's the same photo Al used, but there's some obvious differences. For example, this real photo, the Earth is covered with clouds. There are clouds everywhere you look, practically. If you sat back, here's Al's photo. So he's erased the clouds as much as he can. You wouldn't want people getting the idea that maybe clouds have something to do with the temperature of the Earth. You know, it's all that demon CO2. So, okay, so that's perhaps a minor thing. You can tell it's the same picture by simply comparing the cloud patterns. They're identical. It's exactly the same picture. But especially around the tropics, there are no clouds. And in fact, this equatorial region is always covered with clouds. You know, here it is down here. You know, there. Now, this is the outer cover of the book, and you can see there's a fold. It folds, and there's a binding of the book here. So you can open this cover, turn it over, and you can see the inner cover where he shows you what will happen if we don't listen to him. So here's what will happen. So here's the inner cover. He says, when you unfold the cover, the image you see in the Earth, as we know it today, with its deep blue oceans, rich soil, green forests, that's the cover. This side reveals that what will happen, you know, if you don't listen to Al, basically. He just goes on and on. He doesn't know when to shut up. So I have the same problem. But there's several problems with this from a physicist's point of view, and that's where I come from. First of all, there are hurricanes all over the place, including this one off of North Carolina's coast. It's got one problem, it's rotating the wrong way. You know. All right. Well, this is a hurricane rotating the right way off of Baja California. You know, the rotations of hurricanes are driven by the rotation of the Earth. So you know, there's no way it could rotate this way. There's another problem, and here you see there's a massive hurricane here off of Ecuador. You know, and Panama has been flooded. You know, you can swim from the Pacific to the Atlantic now. Greenland, you know, it's all melted. There's a big bay in the north of Greenland. All sorts of horrible things have happened. But it's made up. It doesn't agree. It doesn't agree with even the most basic science. You know, and this is the level of the discussion that we're trying to face. That it's just nonsense. You know, it makes good press. People get frightened. You know, we're going to fry all of this crap. But it has nothing to do with science. Talk about hurricanes. We remember that hurricane. This is observed hurricanes. No one has ever seen a hurricane off the coast of Ecuador. Never.
See, so this guy comes out who's more distinguished than Neil deGrasse Tyson and all them that have been pushing on the global warming, that have collaborated with Al Gore and the United Nations on this whole global warming, which is now called climate change. So he wants us to not believe these other guys, and then he shows us the same globe, just different CGI clouds on it, and he wants us to believe that that's the real one. So here you have globe heads bumbling around trying to figure out which globe is the real globe. I can easily say I don't have a reason to believe any of these fucking idiots. It's like exactly like he said. That's not science. None of this is science. That's not based on science at all. It's like some computer graphic. He called it a picture earlier. My grandchildren draw pictures all the time and give them to me. Okay? Why should I believe any of them? I'm not gonna believe these Al Gore because he's so stupid, but I'm gonna believe NASA, which is very stupid. Come on, we've all seen them failing at trying to show astronauts floating, whether or not. We've seen them like slip up, say the wrong things, and we've seen them trying to like cover each other up. You could see the wires. You can see the goddamn wires. You see the holographic. You can see not the holographic, but you can see the imagery that's added in. You got that astronaut floating in the back that disappears. He's not even fully beyond the corner of that view, and you could see he just like he dematerializes. His foot does. Like it's just stupid shit. It's over and over and over. I have no reason to believe NASA. All right, the money they make for the bullshit that they give us is like it's comical. So here we have a physicist, very distinguished and all that, laughing at some other's globehead's cartoon globe, his CGI globe. There he is laughing at another globehead about how stupid his CGI globe is. And he says it. That's not science at all. Well, unfortunately for him, there's no difference between his faith and the faith of Al Gore. Both of these two idiots, and I don't mean that he's an idiot. He's obviously very intelligent, but in this aspect, he done dropped the ball. There's no reason to believe NASA at all. He was like, yeah, they're my friends. Okay. Do you guys even science, bro?